Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how we did this last year with our goals and kind of set you up for the new year, what we're going to do. So I know this may sound like kind of a boring topic, maybe, you know, blah, 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 Jeff's going to be talking, blah, blah, blah. So I'm actually surprised about how much we did accomplish, and it might be kind of cool to look back and see what we did, because honestly, sometimes I sit here thinking, I didn't do jack this year, and I feel like we never get anything done. So stick with us and we'll tell you how much we actually did get done. We have 2-inch sleeve. So let's set this up a little further. Well, get that on camera.
Sandra broke that. I didn't break anything. The valve?
Nobody broke it.
Well, Chica, it looks like
the whole thing is
even that broke
cracked.
off. Oh.
I can't believe how much water is still in there, actually. Oh, there goes all that hard collected water.
I feel like there's a lot. Well, those things didn't work. So we're going to do a half job here. We are actually only going to put a threaded section in and put it up to a valve, this guy, and then we will worry about the connection here. We do have another piece here, but it just broke it right up. We couldn't cut it at all, so we're gonna get it so where we can actually close it and move on and fill it up if need be and so forth. So while we're doing that, I'll tell you about the things that we did this year, or actually that we wanted to. So last year when we had ended, we started talking about how we wanted to work on a house was our main goal. Yeah, that didn't happen. Anyway, then also the handling facility to set up so we could start working the buffalo, because last year we had all of our yearlings, or actually our calves at the time, and they were not worked, and we didn't have anything that we could work them at the time. So we had to go over to Steve's place, and he let us borrow his facility, and we worked them over there. The other things that we want to do is open up a couple more pastures, get pastures 4 and 5 developed, and get those working. And then the last thing, the number 4, was just the overall health of the animals. So herd health. Last year we really struggled with some worming issues and some other things, and the herd just wasn't looking nearly as good. So we wanted to kind of focus on that and get something done on that front. Holy shnikes, that's tight. Get them, I guess, just generally looking better, so that way we could start selling some and everything else. And we wanted to be able to sell a couple of those calves, at least to get some of them sold, or most of them, and then get some kind of set back for us to kind of hold on to, so that way we could sell some meat and kind of be prepared to start doing some meat sales. So those were the 4 things that we were working on last year. Wow, this stuff really sticks. All right, so I'm gonna get this on real quick, and then I'll take you over and show you the different things that I was talking about and those the progress that we've made. All right, this one's done for now. We need more parts. Let's go check out some of the places on the ranch and show you all the crap that we got done. It's actually kind of exciting when you look at it. We're gonna start with what we didn't get done out of that list. So the first thing, of course, was getting a place to live. This is a small house. This is a barn dominium that's been sitting here on the property. It was used before we purchased the house, but it was in kind of some disrepair, definitely. There's been some things that have happened. A tree had fallen on it just after we had purchased it or before. And so it's just been dripping water and leaking and stuff like that. We had done a lot of clean out on it, but we finished the clean out this year. We even got some things wired, preset for electrical. My dad was in there. We've got a number of spots done. But the problem with it is that we didn't know exactly what we're gonna be doing. In some ways, we kind of still don't. It's just been a debate, do we, don't we, what time of year, and we just haven't done it. So this is probably where we're gonna focus on this year to get something, because I'm tired of paying freaking rent, and get into something here. Number 2 thing we wanted to work on, or one of those 2, was the handling facility. We started from scratch. We had 0, so in 1 year, We went from just some wood posts with some barbed wire around it for just a catch pen to drop our buffalo off that earlier that year, to this. We bought all the steel, we'd gotten everything down. We got our squeeze chute that was over there. I think we started the year with just a squeeze chute sitting randomly on the concrete, and the world's your oyster, and build out what you want. So we've done that. We built 4 pens.
5.
5, actually, yeah, 5. Because we put another one up front. We got the alleyway done. All right, it's workable, right? We've worked animals. The squeeze chute set up, all of that. So now we have a gathering place for all of our buffalo. We have worked calves, we've worked yearlings, we even worked some adults. And we got this thing set. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of work. We have a playlist about getting this thing set up, I think it is. Go check it out, man. It was a beat down day to get all the posts set. There's almost 100 posts here. 8,000 pounds of concrete, all that stuff. We got it done, right? Super happy about that. We're gonna keep working on this because there are some touch-ups here and there to do. It's never fully done, but it's workable, which means check, it's done. With having a handling facility, of course, you need a place to have the buffalo go when they exit, right? So there's all of those pens were pre-sort pens. We've got post-sort pens. After they get worked, where do they go? And with having some like separating the calves and having some maybe others for sale, maybe some yearlings keep back, you need a place to put all these, and I didn't want to keep them with the main pasture and all of that 6 and 7 pastures. So we had to build ourselves some post-sort pens, and that really became pens A, B, and C. That's B. And then C, you can tell right here, is everything down. Follow those little white tips, and that is pen C. So we got all of these done. This took probably a couple of months, and we now have 3 workable pens, a total of, what is it? About 3 acres worth of pens, split up, and the beauty of it is they're all tied in with gates. Here's a central feed spot where we have the water in a trough, and we can block off the end right there. So not only do we have post-sort pens, but we have the flexibility to work the different pens, but still have a singular feed spot, which means less hay rings, less water troughs, less everything else, right? So we're trying to keep this efficient. So this has been super great to have, especially right now when we have 3 adults we're gonna sell, a bunch of yearlings. Flip side, this is a joint feed spot between pastures 4 and 5. So 4 and 5, this is the division line. And we have pasture 5 over here. We spent months doing that. It goes all the way down this area. You've seen some of those videos. We have a playlist as well about building pasture 5 and the struggles and the fun and everything else we did. That is all set up. The beauty of it is of course we didn't get pasture 4 done, but we are like, I swear, half? About half, because pen C over here extends along the top of 4. So we just have, what, about a mile left?
That's all.
Anyway, about a mile left. No, but probably not, almost maybe. About a half a mile. So we've just got to go across here, down and back up a little bit, and we have 4 done. So 4 we didn't accomplish, but it is close. But we have those set and this whole feed area. So this is where we can actually now have the flexibility to have 2 herds. We can have a herd over in 6 and 7 rotate, half others over here in 4 and 5 and rotate, a joint feed over here, and those other people have a joint feed over there. So we've really started this whole joint feed idea. So what all do we accomplish? Tons of post-sort pens, another whole pasture we're gonna open up, and almost the other one as well. So this one we'll have to finish up, number 4 here, first part of this year. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but gosh, it just seems to take forever sometimes to finish these things off. A lot of fencing still to do, but we made a lot of progress. And when you really think about it, crap, that was just done in 1 year. Kudos to us. I'm gonna pat ourselves on the back on that one. So anyway, let's go show the other stuff we also got done. All right, another success for this year was the electric, right? We had this electric fiasco where we had to get this in. When we first moved to the property or came out here, we all of a sudden found out all the electric that we had that would have supplied Home Depot and Walmart combined decided to give up the ghost and die. Transformer blew. It was stationed over here by the big barn, and we had to find another route of electric. Utility company said, hey, we're going to get ahead and get that done in 6 weeks, and it took about 9 months, right? It was going to be free originally, and then they said, well, to put the poles up, we're going to charge you about $27,000 actually. I'm like, what the freak? Anyway, another story. I'm trying to let that go. So we got our electric, and they came over, they dug it all through the pens, and they got it set up. We have 3 meters, and there's reasons we have 3 meters. I'm not gonna cover it now, but we have 3 meters. So we have a bunch of electric, and we went from 3-phase to single phase. The beauty of it is, not only do we get it here, but we have ran it all the way out to the pavilion. You can kind of see, there's the pavilion. We ran 125 amps, 150 amps, I think it was 150, out to the pavilion. And our little house over there, we even ran it all the way out to the little house.
Can't see it. There it is.
Yep, so we have 200 amps, ran all the way out there. Okay, so that's gonna feed electric to our little garage and that little house. So not only do we have electric on the property, we actually have electric dug, trenched, at locations. We actually have an outlet, right? So beautiful. So we do have this big box, it's 325 amps. That has not yet ran, has not been tapped, but it will go over to the big barn eventually. So maybe this year, I don't know how I feel. So anyway, kudos, man. We got electric. That sucker's humming. Sounds great. But successes. We have this little compound here, and we decided to fill everything in because we got tired of losing our buffalo. So let's hop in the back of the truck. Chica's gonna drive, and we're gonna try and actually film while we're driving around. All right, Chica. Okay, that's a good speed.
Not even on the gas.
All right, so we've let buffalo out. We've been trying to find a way to get them from the 2.5 acres over the handling pens and also the post-sort pens. And there wasn't a good way. We had a video where we let them out and we were gonna try and cube them and we got them lost and blah, blah, blah. So our solution was to just finish fencing this compound. Our other pastures are blocked over there. We blocked the compound over here with the pens. Our 2.5 acres is right behind me, and this was what was left. So we actually got that done, and we moved our yearlings from the 2.5 acres just right on over, and it was beautiful, right? We didn't lose anybody, we didn't stress about it, all was well. All right, Chica, keep going around. Speed up a little bit. All right, then this is the 2.5 acres. We had started this, but we finished it this year. So this was gonna be for the bulls. You know, I don't know what it's gonna be for. It's gonna be for animals, but this is the 2.5 acres where we've been keeping the yearlings for the last almost year, it feels like, at least a half year. And it needs some help, needs some growth, needs to be mowed. But this was done. So along the pastures, we got pasture 5 done, post-sort pens done. We finished doing this compound. We finished the 2.5 acres. You can almost kind of breathe a sigh of relief, right?
If I didn't have so much fencing still to do.
Yeah, if you didn't have another, like, we still got another 60 acres over here and another 20 acres over here, another 80 acres, but still, doesn't matter. All right, this year we got a lot of pastures built and done, if you didn't notice, or if you're new to the channel. All right, now this last little guy for the the topic of fencing was our pigs. We established a Hogwarts over here, and we've had pigs. So we actually bred 4 pigs. We got them slaughtered. We actually have to go pick them up this week, which is probably tomorrow. And we established the rest of the little piggies over here. Oh, he's all sweeping in their little burrows. And that's not expected. That was not part of the plan, but they decided to love themselves underneath the concrete. So this is little Hogwarts. We've had our little pigs. We now have a breeding boar, Hagrid, and Hogwarts is established. We have Ariana and the one who must not be named because that was going to be going to slaughter, but thank you, Marie. Of course, you reminded us that we just named it. Our second set of pigs here, we took them down from over inside because we got ourselves 2 Great Pyrenees dogs who were over by the barn. We had set them up. They've been in different places. You've seen them on the channel, but we have 2 Great Pyrenees dogs. So our little pigs are doing well, our buffalo are doing well, but as you can see behind me, that is like the huge masterpiece of the accomplishments this year. That is our well house. This well house was started back in October. It wasn't necessarily on our list of things that we wanted to accomplish today or this year, but it soon became apparent. The end of 2021, we had a well put in. 2022, we're like, great, everything's good, no electric. So we had to keep using this generator. And it sucked after a while, and I've known for a long time I wanted to get all the pastures connected with piping. So what happened at Thanksgiving, we got all of our piping laid, our pastures are plumbed, I've just got to connect the troughs up to them, We put all of our piping from pasture 6 and 7 that was out and over our troughs because of freezes, we put them underneath. We have put 2,400 feet of pipe in the ground. We now have a well house built to stop the freeze. Come on in. And you guys have seen this before, and so, I mean, it was just a freak, just these last episodes. But, right, so we've got the tank, we've got all this set up. You've seen it before. Check out our well house build series. I think there's gonna be 4 or 5 videos on it, whatever it is. And again, it's not a how-to, but it's just the experience of doing it. 3,000 gallons. Well pump is gonna be all over here. It's gonna be all done. This is great little area, woodworking, plumbing, all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of stuff still to do, but this is the stuff that's been on the channel most recently, so you're kind of familiar with it. A little over 600 square feet. So 32 by 20, if you wanna call it like that. But gosh, man, it's so nice, right? Makes you think you can do anything now. All right, we're gonna end these successes right here, okay? As you noticed last year, we did not have this joint feed. As I said earlier, we got this kick on this joint feed area, minimize supplies, be more efficient. We established this little joint area. We put all the feed troughs in there. We also put our hay rings in here. It got kind of too much. We decided to use the hay rings out in the pasture. Spread the manure around, right? Spread the wealth. So that's been working really well. So we've had these 2 pastures here that we've been rotating back and forth. And the main goal was, of course, getting all of our buffalo looking better. They look a lot better, right? So we established a feed plan where we're gonna do more assessment into the quality of the feed that we were giving them. What's the protein percentage? What's their requirements seasonally? All this stuff. There's a lot more than just grabbing some random bales of hay and throwing them out there for your animals and saying, hey, that's gonna be good, because it's not. I've made a lot of mistakes over the last year to 2 years. That's the reason we only got 2 calves this year. But we're up on a worming schedule. We're trying to be more, I guess, cautious of that or aware of it. And we wanted to make sure we maintain certain protein level percentages. Even that, honestly, come summer, wasn't always just cutting it. We had to supplement with some other stuff. So we chose cubes. You could have done other things. Cost-wise, ease of handling, stuff like that. We just ended up with cubes. So this is what they look like. They look a lot better. Now, one of the things that was really good that we ended up doing in October was we started what's called Rio Max. It's a lick tub supplement / digestive helper probiotic for animals, right? It's not like your normal lick tub, but I think it really did make a huge difference on these animals. If we didn't have such crappy hay right now, I wouldn't be supplementing nearly what I am right now. But it's really, I think, helped the animals. They've been more efficient with it, so the health is there, right? We saw some really good breeding signs this summer from Ahmed. Bartok's looking better right there. So all in all, I think the animals in general are looking better, and we're more optimistic that we're gonna have a bigger crop of calves this year, I hope, right? I guess where does that leave us for this coming year, and what are we gonna try and accomplish, right? So this year the focus really is back on the housing. We haven't put too many things onto this. We're trying to be a little bit more conservative to make sure that we get this housing thing done. First and foremost, we've got to get a house. And along with that is finishing that garage right next door and getting that set up. So if we can get those things done, the electric connected, the water's ran to it, we got to connect that, we can move out here full time, and I think that's going to help speed up a lot of our progress this coming year in 2023. The other thing I want to focus on is this barn. We want to put some doors, some big roll-up doors on it. I want to get the tractor in there. I want to be able to put my trailers in there. I've got 4 trailers. I want to put those in there. We've got all of our tool implements here from the tractor. We can put that in there. Just all sorts of stuff, right? We can do all sorts of things if we can just get in there, and right now we're just not there. So we're kind of underutilizing that a lot. Third thing that we want to work on is pasture development. So back over at the pastures, this is where the handling post-sort pens are. We have pasture 4 we want to finish out, but also improve the grasses. We got to start planting some seeds. We really just haven't done that. I'm trying to take away some of our dependency on this hay. So we're going to start planting some seeds here this spring, trying to improve the pastures, and hurry up before that happens is get 4 opened up to be able to let the pastures get some break as we move animals back and forth. So that's going to be another thing. Along with those animals, we're going to look to kind of try and improve the herd and genetically kind of diversify a little bit. I might be pulling up another bull from a different line. I might have 2 bulls, 2 herds, I don't know. But we also want to kind of trim down, find out the animals that have thrived here, and then there's some that just kind of seem to struggle a little bit more. we might start parting those out and kind of getting down to the ones that we really like and then slowly building out from there. If I have 2 bulls from 2 different genetic lines, I can breed my own replacements with the ones that I really like. And so then that way I can build up the kind of quality I want without having to go buy somebody else's animals and get some random, different weights, different genetics, who knows. So I might try working that a little bit more, but ultimately we need to trim down the size of this herd. So if any of you guys are watching, or if you have some friends that are in Texas area, that you want to pull up some bison, get some yearlings, get some meat, get some calves, get whatever, let me know, right? So we're going to be changing things up there. The last thing that we're going to be doing was just, of course, build out Hogwarts. We've got some things over there to do. Get it more substantial, get some electric fence. We've got it ready, set for water to be plumbed over there as well. And I might actually throw this one as a part 4.5 or whatever on this list, is get a way to deal with trash. We get so many bags of cubes, you can see this. So many bags of cubes, so many net wraps, so many everything. It's just like, gosh, man, it starts floating around a little bit. I want to build an incinerator to deal with all my trash and get everything kind of work on that route too, so I can kind of clean everything up. That's what we're looking for 2023. That's where we've been in 2022. I know I've just chatted a lot. I know you guys just love it when I just chat and you see my ugly mug, but I got a Ford hat, not the Michigan hat, and I'm not wearing my Michigan sweatshirt. So you can't say much against it, all right? There's nothing Michigan. But if you want to know, there is a way. We do have this. This is our buffalo skull, right? This dude is the bearded fro buffalo, right? That's our little logo we like to use. We have Blackacre bison. We are Blackacre Ranch on YouTube, but the business is actually Blackacre bison. If you're wanting to know why we did that, it was because on YouTube, we're not gonna have just buffalo. We have maybe chickens in the future, dogs, pigs, everything else like that. But for the buffalo, man, Blackacre bison is there. So we have merch. There's a link in the description if you want to buy some merch. If you want to support us, feel free to pick up something. I would suggest you go a size bigger than maybe what you would normally do. Just saying. We're gonna leave it here, guys. Thanks for joining along. Keep with us this new year and see all that we've done. I will say it's partly nice to do this because it actually helps me realize we actually did do quite a bit of stuff this year. So 2023 is upcoming. Keep with us. Bye.